everyone, it's Hailey, and today I wanted to talk about the books that I'm hoping to read in September. The lighting sucks because it's dark, but honestly, like, with me having a 9 to 5, but also like the sun sets during the winter at like 4 here. Not that it's winter yet, but like you get my point. We're just gonna kind of have to deal with sometimes things might be darker than I would like it to be. But today, I wanted to do a little September TBR for you guys, but I kind of wanted to do it differently, and I might regret this like after filming it or as I'm filming it probably. Sorry, my boyfriend is out of town for like the next couple of days, and Charlie is like extra needing attention even though I'm giving him so much attention. But yeah, basically what I decided to do is I'm going to just like kind of look at my e-reader and go through my e-reader, and that's kind of how I like decide my next read usually, is flipping through all the books that I have on my e-reader and then seeing, oh, that's what I'd like to read. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'll just kind of like comment what's sticking out to me now and go from there, really. But I also kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update here. So in my last vlog, I was just talking about how like I hadn't filmed for a while. I took a little bit of a break, and the reason I'm filming again is because like I'm feeling a lot better. I have been to like the doctor finally. Like I've been able to go to a psychiatrist here in Quebec and get like help with things, and finally he did an ADHD test for me and confirmed that I do have ADHD. So I have started medication for that, which is like good. Like I'm really glad that I'm finally getting diagnoses. I feel like I am just collecting all of the mental illnesses though, like literally depression, anxiety, PTSD, and ADHD. Now I'm like, someone actually commented and said collecting all the acronyms. That's correct, right? And I was like, actually, that is, yeah, that's valid, but it has like provided a lot of answers and a lot of clarity for me. So I feel like I'm able to move past that, and like I'm feeling a lot better. So that is why like I'm back to filming. I didn't film much last month because it was just so busy, and as things get busy, I'm just trying to kind of plan in advance. So then, because I love making videos, I love uploading stuff, so I just want to be like ahead of the game so then I don't end up falling apart whenever things get busy, because it is going to happen again. Like I'm leaving for California soon and I'll be gone for like 9 days, and then my sister's wedding is shortly after that. So we are pretty much busy through until like next year, but it's nothing that I can't handle, and it's like, it's all fun things too, which is the nice thing. So yeah, basically the only thing that I have going on this month is going to California, but I will be working while I'm there, and I should be able to do like a little bit of reading too. I'm hoping at least to keep up with things. When I took a break in August, I had so much time for reading and I read a ton, and I'm really trying to make it my goal this month to re-implement that, because kind of when things got super busy over the past couple of weeks, I have kind of not been reading as much, which is totally fine, but I want to try and push myself to read 50 pages a day, and if I don't, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. I just kind of like to like set myself goals. It's just something fun for myself. So yeah, my e-reader here, this is the second e-reader that I've owned. It's a Kobo. I don't know what it is, but it's the one with like the buttons on the side. So it is the more expensive one, but I do really like the buttons, I'm not gonna lie. I got this one not that long ago because in the last time I like talked about my e-reader in a video, I think it was when I was talking about tips to read more, and that one, I left that e-reader on a plane and she was gone. Yeah, so I hope whoever has her is enjoying her. There was no passcode on it, obviously, so they just have a bunch of books to read on there, so I hope they have fun with that. But yeah, I ended up just getting Kobo instead, and I do kind of prefer it because I didn't like how on Kindle you don't see the covers for the books, because I like seeing the covers for things. So it's totally fine. It is what it is. But let's get to the books. So the first book that I think I kind of like I might end up reading and has kind of been sticking out to me is Night Crawling by Leila Motley. This was recently nominated for, I never remember if Booker or Man Booker are the same thing, and I'm sorry because that probably makes me a bad book person, but oh well, I really don't care. But she's like the youngest to ever be nominated, and I've just heard some really amazing things about this book. It's about like the American justice system. It's a girl who, I said system like system. I've been talking so much today. This is like the third video I've filmed, and I filmed 2 giant book hauls. So that's why I decided to do this video really casually, but then I lost my train of thought while I was saying that sentence. But yeah, I think that that book could be really good. It seems definitely like really intriguing to me, and I want to know why I have heard so many things about it. Actually, I started like halfway down the list. Why Why did I start halfway down? Okay, let's scroll to the very top. There we go. So, Acts of Service by Lillian Fishman has kind of been sticking out to me. For some reason, this book reminds me of, I think the overall vibe of it reminds me of My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I read, and I read it so quickly. And I feel like I kind of am like needing something like that. I'm needing something where I'm going to read it really quickly. And I think Acts of Service might be it. I think it might be a little bit weird. Like, I know that sex is the main topic of it and sexuality and everything. And I'm not saying that that's weird, but it just seems like kind of a different sort of story. So for that reason, I think it would be a pretty good, like, fast read. I am currently reading My Imaginary Mary, and I thought I was ready for it, but like, I think it's too much for me right now, but I am going to try and like sit down, because this weekend is a long weekend for me. I'm going to try and sit down and actually take some time to read it. I also soon would like to read An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. This is by the author of, oh, I can picture the cover. Oh, what is it called? And I love it. The Astonishing Color of After. So that's one of my favorite books about mental health. This book is like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, so that's definitely very different. This came out a few months ago. I haven't really heard all that much about it, but I just loved the author's like writing and the first book by them so much that I feel like it's something that I will definitely enjoy. Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson has also kind of been sticking out to me as something that I might want to read soon. It's just, I haven't picked it up yet, but it's about like they end up discovering the secret that their mother had, and they find out after she's died, and yeah, it seems like a whole mess of things, but I've heard some really good things about it. I also have Bright Ruined Things by Samantha Coho here. That's like a 1920s based story. That could be fun. I'm kind of like in a mood where I don't really know what sort of mood I'm in, which is tough when you're a mood reader, because it's like nothing really fits the mood, but I also don't know what the mood is. I feel like that makes sense for people who are also mood readers, but if you're not, you're probably like, what? But I just want to read something very specific. I just have no clue what that specific thing is. But the next book that I wanted to like probably get to soon is The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. I've heard such amazing things about this one. Reality TV, like, it sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm also trying to not stop on like every single page, but I have so many good books here. It's really hard not to. Oh, I should also say actually, The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. That one definitely is one that I would like to get to soon. It's about like something with the Oxford Dictionary, the daughter, I have no clue, but like it seems like a wordy sort of bookish sort of history story, which I'm really into. I also wanted to mention before I forget, this, okay, so I bought, this cover is like by Kobo. This case is by Kobo. It's by the people who made this e-reader. I bought it at the same time. There's something with the magnets in this thing, because my sister and my mom also have it. There's something with the magnets in this cover that when you have it, like, when it touches the back, it turns off your e-reader. It puts it to sleep. Kind of annoying, just a thing to be wary of. It will put itself to sleep for absolutely no reason. I do love the buttons because it makes things so much easier, but there's definitely some issues with this e-reader. Like, that's one that I think is major, because you made both the case and the e-reader, so I don't know how you couldn't have caught that, but whatever. I kind of mentioned this in my romance book haul video, but The Fastest Way to Fall by Denise Williams, I think I might pick that one up soon, because it is like a kind of training, fitness-based romance, and I'm needing some motivation, and I feel like the character falling in love with her personal trainer, that sounds fun. Not that that's gonna be my story, but like just seeing someone who's motivated might kind of help me out. I also wanted to mention, because it's right beside me, but I don't have it on my e-reader yet, but Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I might try and get to this month. We'll see if I am able to, but it would be great if I could. I also have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, which is like it's a historical fiction, an adult historical fiction, and I think it's Shakespeare's son, but I also was sent for work to take a photo of the marriage portrait by this author, and I might kind of look into that one. I think that might be something that I would like. I wasn't sure if I wanted to read that one, but it does sound kind of good. It's about like the Medicis and everything, and I love some good historical fiction. So yeah, we are kind of getting into the season where I do like to read historical fiction. So with that in mind, I think that Homegoing by Ya Gyazi is one that I would love to get to, but I'm also kind of like hesitant to, not hesitant, but I'll have to be in the right mindset for this one. I know it's going to be a very difficult read. It's about two characters who they're half sisters, but they don't like know of each other. And then it's about their upbringing, how they have very different upbringings, but it's set in Ghana in like the 19th century. It just seems like it's going to be a really sad one, but a really important one too, obviously. Oh, I'd also love to get to like any Casey McQuiston. I'm so behind. I haven't read I Kiss Shara Wheeler or One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, so I should definitely try and prioritize Casey McQuiston. In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, I think seems definitely very intriguing. I just recently read One Italian Summer and I enjoyed that one. So this one my sister had read and really enjoyed, and I think it seems like so different because it's about a character who goes like 5 years into the future, but everything's different, and then she's only there for an hour, so then she kind of comes back and is like, what, obviously. So I don't know how that's gonna play out, but like I would love to see how it is going to. Obviously, this isn't like a set TBR, seeing as I'm literally just kind of like going through my e-reader. These are just kind of the things that are sticking out to me that I'm like, yeah, maybe in this month, like I will actually get to these, but I mean, we'll see. You never know. Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I am so into this book. I think the concept sounds amazing. Like, it's about a true crime addict who ends up thinking that her new neighbor is a serial killer, but then like kind of starts falling for him too. So it's obviously like, I'm assuming he's not actually a serial killer, but it's kind of like, how can you fall in love when you think you love true crime, so you kind of think everyone might be an enemy? I think that seems like really different. Master of Iron by Trisha Levenseller, the sequel to Blade of Secrets. Such a quick fantasy read, so I think that would be a really great one to kind of get me like back into step with reading. That's kind of what I feel like it is when I kind of take a little bit of week off. I feel like I've tripped and then I just need to get back into the stride. And then when I do, like, it happens every now and again. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But when I do get back into the stride, then like we're just smooth sailing. Okay, so now I'm back where night crawling is. So now we are caught up. So yeah, night crawling still is definitely one that I would like to read. We're about halfway through, so we're getting there. I have pretty much like all of my books on here. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I really want to read because I think that concept sounds so weird, like how she married her high school sweetheart and then he goes missing, and he goes missing like in a helicopter over the Pacific, so it's like a work thing, it's not like a mystery, but then she ends up trying to like move on with her life and everything. She meets a guy, she gets engaged, and then he ends up like the ex-husband, well, not ex-husband, but the disappeared husband ends up returning. Like, I can't imagine that situation. I'm so intrigued by that one. Like, honestly, that's probably one that I'll read really soon. Sirens and Muses by Antonia Ingres. This is kind of like, it's an academia story and it's set at an art school in New York, and it's following like 4 different characters who are like drawn into this web of rivalry. That seems like a really interesting one. I feel like kind of like dark academia stories are good for like back to school, it seems. Even though I don't go back to school, I do love a good vibe, and I think that dark academia or light academia is pretty good for this time of year. Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed is one that like I had seen around a lot, and I think that I would love to read this one. I've heard amazing things about it. It's about a girl who she is Black and she's babysitting, and it ends up like she ends up being like accused of kidnapping. It's a whole thing. Like, it seems like it's going to be a tough one, but I've heard amazing things about it. This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub. I had kind of talked about this book and then it kind of fell off my radar, but I do want to read this one a lot. It's supposed to be like that one movie with the guy from Harry Potter, the one like Bill Weasley, I think it is. I can never remember, but I had never heard of this movie before and then watched it with Zoe, and I did actually really like it. So it's supposed to be kind of like that sort of thing, and that movie was actually really good. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, I feel like is one that I will probably listen to the audiobook, because for kind of like a more romancy story, it's so freaking big. Like, it is so huge. So I think that the audiobook will be the way to go for that one for me. But I have heard like nonstop amazing things about it. Like, at work, people are reading it because we publish it, and then outside of work as well, I've heard so much about it. So it definitely is one that I am like it's on my radar. We are getting to the end, believe it or not. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, another one that I would really like to read soon. This one is about, it reminds me a little bit of Homegoing, where it's about two characters who, they're sisters, but they've had really different upbringings. They didn't have different upbringings, but they ended up moving to different places, and then it's the difference between their lives. And yeah, actually no, this one is where like one appears more black than the other, so it's the treatment of the two of them. Seems like a really cool concept. The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa, I will either read in October or now, but I would definitely like to read this one soon. It's fake dating at a wedding, and ahead of my sister's wedding in October, I'm just kind of trying to read, you know, all the wedding things that I can. I think that's all that was really kind of sticking out to me, to be honest. So I feel like that was a few books. I will probably just kind of read whatever, because a lot of the times I like go through and I look and then I pick a book and then I'm kind of like, no, actually I don't really want to read that one. So then I end up changing my mind and I end up just like starting something else. I have commitment issues with books. It's a problem, but once I'm like in, I'm usually in, but sometimes it does take me a little bit to get there. But yeah, I am just marking all of these as unread because right now it says I've read 1% of them because I opened them to show you the cover, but I just want to fix that because it is going to bug me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was kind of different for a TBR. It's different than what I usually do. Also, I can give you guys an update. I'm 25% into my Imaginary Mary. So that's a pretty good amount. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Like I said, I hope you liked it. Let me know if you would like me to do more of these in the future. Like I could definitely do them in addition to the regular TBRs that I do, kind of do like books that are sticking out to me, whatever you would like. But thank you. I think I've said it 3 times now for watching, and I will see you guys in another new video soon. Bye.